Instead of a joke, I will be starting this video with a spontaneous dance party!
Everybody's busy.
Okay, enough of that. Welcome to A Tough Act to Follow. I'm Preston, aka the Ploominator, and I will be the cocky space pilot here to fly our way around the brightest stars in the Hollywood universe. I don't know if you all are aware, but I really like Star Wars. And I also really like good actors. And more than anything, I like good actors who are in Star Wars. And one of the absolute best actors in any Star Wars movie is Oscar Isaac. So, naturally, I have to spread the wonder of Oscar's talent to all of you, but what are the best samples of his phenomenal abilities? What tricks does he employ to continuously wow us with his impressive talent? And how many of these movies can I get through without swooning? Zero. The answer is zero. I'm currently in a perpetual swoon, and I probably will be till the end of this. So come with me as we look at one of the most phenomenally talented actors around and explore all the things that make Oscar Isaac a tough act to follow. When examining the crucial talents of someone like Oscar Isaac, it can get easy to compare him to actors who have come before him. He's got the swagger of so-and-so, the charms of so-and-so, the power of a young Meryl Streep. But Oscar's real first skill is all his own. He is a master of adding weight to his characters. No, I don't mean that Oscar Christian bails his way into roles when the need arises. I mean that he can change his physicality to appear as though his circumstances are physically making his life harder. Oscar plays characters who carry tons of tension, and to make that tension believable in numerous ways is a talent.
Oh, honey. What are you doing?
What?
What is that? What are you doing?
Well, it's Mike's part.
Don't do that.
It's Mike's part.
I know what it is. Don't do that. Oh, you know what? This is bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't do this, okay? I do this for a living. It's not a fucking parlor game.
But that doesn't just mean that everything he does is dour and depressing. While he knows how to add weight to characters, he doesn't just play in one note or one lane. Part of being a good actor is being versatile and finding moments of levity within even the hardest of characters, while still making those moments believable. Oscar is great at this. He has an ability to naturally move through these moments while still keeping the core aspects of the character to make his performances far more interesting.
Can I leave this cat with you?
With me?
Yeah, it's the Gorfines cat, just so one of them gets back.
With me?
It slipped out and I don't have the key. If you could just keep it till they get back.
I have to run the elevator.
I mean, that's not a problem, is it? It's the Gorfines cat.
I have to run the elevator.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't get intense. When Oscar needs to get intense, he can and he does. In fact, when he's performing, he's honestly one of the most focused and determined actors I've seen. His ability to mark his intention and go after it like a laser can't be easily shrugged off or forgotten. He's got a determined energy that shows when he wants something, he goes after it 100%.
Who hired you? Who do you work for? Hey, listen to me. Your friend is dead. Who hired you?
And this isn't just about his physicality, he's focused in his intentions as well. And just like a good chase, he knows how to pursue his goals, sometimes subtly and sometimes explosively. While we often remember the big moments of actors, it's actually the smaller moments that show us just what they're capable of. And sometimes just simple dialogue moments show the full and unforgettable performances without ever having to take those moments too high or too big.
Now, they're almost always going to take you to the dining room table, and they're going to offer you something. Whatever it is, always take the fancy option.
Can I get you a coffee or a tea?
I would like a tea, please.
We have some homemade lemonade or a soda.
I would love a lemonade. Thank you.
Why?
Because we're never going to be the cheapest option, so we have to be the best. And they need to feel that you want the best too.
But this doesn't mean that Oscar is always playing small. He's got a great understanding of stakes and can take it to the extremes when he needs to. But he never loses the character in the process. Even in scenes of chaos, he can fully control his choices and never pushes them too far beyond a reasonable place or a realistic experience.
Those transport ships are unarmed, unshielded. We abandon this cruiser, we're done. We don't stand a chance. No, you are not just a coward, you are a traitor.
But again, pushing has two directions, and just because you can play a character huge when the stakes are there, doesn't mean you always have to. Oscar can do both. He's not just able to push one extreme, he can also be incredibly interesting in the small moments. Even when you barely notice he's there, he still makes them count.
Vice Admiral, Commander Dameron, with our current fuel consumption, there's a very limited amount of time that we can stay out of range of those Star Destroyers.
Very kind of you to make me aware. Let's give me this.
And we need to shake them before we can find a new base, so what's our plan?
Our plan, Captain? Not Commander, right? Wasn't it Leia's last official act to demote you for your Dreadnought plan? Where we lost our entire bombing fleet?
And this isn't just in the fully fleshed out roles or the major characters. Oscar can add so much to even the smallest of roles. When actors start to get leads, they start to get more juicy parts, but even when playing minor characters, you still want to bring your all to it and make them just as important, and that's what Oscar does so well. He doesn't waste a single moment and adds so much to his roles that may not have even been on the page.
Is that right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's very nice. That's nice of you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You drive for the movies?
Yeah.
I can take that.
No, I got it. Let Mommy talk to her friend.
And as I've said before, the best supporting actors know how to steal the screen for small, unforgettable moments. And Oscar goes beyond that because he doesn't just settle for playing at stereotypes or fitting in the world that's created. He makes a role that could be very forgettable much more interesting by adding layers to them and fleshing them out. And those actions of adding layers make those roles more human and therefore better.
I have a lot of making up to do to everyone. But second chances are rare. Right? And that's worth celebrating, right? So I want to make a toast to that lady right there. Thanks for staying.
And this ability to layer additional traits onto his characters makes the simple ones complex and the complex ones unbelievably deep. Human beings converse in a sort of strategic game sometimes. We're constantly analyzing and judging what's being said to us in order to respond. And Oscar can play this game like he's a chess grandmaster, playing moves ahead and keeping the story going in his favor throughout.
She could have been a gray box.
Actually, I don't think that's true. Can you give an example of consciousness at any level, human or animal, that exists without a sexual dimension?
They have sexuality as an evolutionary reproductive need.
What imperative does a gray box have to interact with another gray box? Can consciousness exist without interaction? Anyway, sexuality is fun, man. If you're gonna exist, why not enjoy it?
But the major thing is that even when he's playing highly manipulative and complex characters, Oscar is still able to feel human. His characters never lose that part of them that makes them feel like they could really exist. Even when the characters in the world are hyper-realistic, Oscar's characters feel like they're real people, not caricatures or stereotypes. They still have traits and patterns, which makes them feel 100% real.
Through the looking glass.
Through the looking glass, wow. You're good with words, Caleb. You're quotable.
Actually, that's someone else's quote.
You know, I wrote down that other line you came up with. The one about how if I've invented a machine with consciousness, I'm not a man, I'm God.
I don't think that's exactly
I just thought, fuck, man, that is so good when we get to tell the story, you know? I turned to Caleb, and he looked up at me and he said, "You're not a man, you're God."
And all of this together keeps Oscar's roles interesting and complete. He never once feels one-dimensional or like he's going to give something less than his best to the role. And it helps further his characters and really sells them to the audience. So why do we like Oscar Isaac? 1. Oscar has weight. Oscar's ability to create characters with a history and struggle that we can feel through the physicality alone is a really special gift. And even in those moments of hardship, he still manages to bring levity to the characters and make them more than just sad saps for 90 minutes. 2. Oscar is focused. Every action that Oscar performs is highly precise, and he goes after the goals of the characters with full intensity. And even when he's playing scenes smaller or a little pulled back, it's still focused on the goal, and he never lets that go. 3. Oscar plays the stakes. Oscar knows the moments where he needs to go big and the moments where he needs to stay small. If he has the opportunity to push that moment to the highest extreme, he will. But when the moment calls for subtlety, he can live in that place as well. 4. Oscar improves the characters. Oscar adds tons of small choices to his intentions to help those characters become more than they were on the page, and that makes them more complete. Even when the roles could be small or stereotypical, Oscar doesn't settle for minimal effort and increases the complexity of his characters. 5. Oscar has layers. Oscar can add miles of depth to the complexity of the characters he creates, and while he can be manipulative, precise, or calculated, he never lets that go so far that the character loses their humanity. Even if he's 10 steps ahead of everyone else, he still feels like a genuine human being. See why Oscar is just the best. I mean, I've swooned about a dozen times since the start of this video, and how can you blame me? I just want to watch all the Oscar Isaac I can, but since I don't have an unlimited amount of time, I'll have to keep it down to just a few. These are my 5 essential Oscar Isaac performances. 1. Inside Llewyn Davis. This is one of the most overlooked Coen Brothers movies, and it deserves far more attention. The subtle choices Oscar uses to keep us feeling for him throughout the movie are brilliant, and the music makes this one of the best soundtracks of any movie in the past decade. 2. A Most Violent Year. One of Oscar's first major lead roles. This tense, complex drama allows him to go on a fully realized journey of confidence, fury, and desperation. And the incredible chemistry he has with Jessica Chastain keeps that relationship realistic and grounded while still intense. 3. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Oscar gets to have fun as ace pilot Poe Dameron. While not the largest character in the series, he's easily able to hold his own and make his moments count. And the fun moments really show that he's not just intense and hard all the time. He has a sense of humor too. 4. Drive. While he's only got a few moments in this one, they all stand out, and his personal choices add so much to the character, making each one far more complex than it would have been on the dialogue alone. Plus, the car chases in this one are amazing to watch. 5. Ex Machina. This is, in my opinion, the best Oscar Isaac performance to date. He's smart, cunning, fun, and ultimately very human as he works through the script and plays off his fellow actors like a chess grandmaster, navigating intentions and tactics on a higher level than many actors are capable of. In one word, brilliant. And that is why Oscar Isaac is a tough act to follow. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this. What, in your opinion, are the perfect Oscar Isaac roles? Were there any that you think I missed? And if you've been waiting to hear about a specific actor, let me know who, and I can find a way to show you why I think they're amazing at what they do as well. And if you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. If you do, I'll show you my secret robot lab. And if you know someone who would really love this, feel free to share. I'm sure you know someone out there who just wants to see this kind of work. For those who really want to help me out, check out my Patreon. You can get early videos and a shout out like these fine folks. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And be sure to subscribe so you can catch every single moment. Thank you again, and as I always say, thanks for taking the time to get Ploominated.